What's going on, everybody? My name is Heir. Welcome to the first official Heir podcast. So this thing is going to be completely uninterrupted, uncut. It's just going to be me talking about video games, animation, sports, and the different things that I'm doing in my own personal life, almost like from a vlog standpoint. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into the very first episode. If you're here for the first time, please click the like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel because it helps the channel grow. And also, at the same time, if you are listening to me on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any of these other different platforms, be sure to like up the podcast on those platforms as well, because that is also going to help the channel grow. All right, with that being said, guys, today's podcast is going to be a little shorter than the norm because this is going to be my very first podcast. So what I specifically want to talk about today is the NBA 2K courtside report for next gen, number 3. And this courtside report is one that I'm actually pretty excited about because I feel like some of the necessary changes that we really need in order to have a better gaming community for 2K are actually coming. But, it remains to be seen. I've had quite a few opinions on 2K in the past. You can go check those out on my normal channel on Heir on YouTube. But this is something that I feel like it really needs to be said and really needs to be addressed because I enjoy this game just like many other people enjoy this game. And yes, there are varying levels of skill or, different players that play this game. But one of the things over the past couple of years with the 2K franchise that has really kind of perplexed me is the lack of the ability to truly create superstars in this game. Now, I'm going to get to the courtside report in just a second here, but I wanted to say that because it's weird when you're talking about the MyPlayer mode or the park mode, which are in this particular video game. They're the modes I feel like are played damn near the most, probably even as much as my team. And the mode, in my opinion, has been suffering over the past 3 years from the lack of the ability to be able to do what you want, to be able to make a player that you want to make, as opposed to make a role player that is predefined by 2K, and then you make this role player and you can't even do other things on the court. It's kind of weird. And for some reason, some people in the community want that and some people don't. But I am of the mindset that we should have superstars in the game. That was when the game was most fun, was when we had superstars in the game. Actual superstars with real superstar ratings. I'm not talking about these fluffy, 74 mid-range ratings and all this nonsense. I'm talking about in the 80s. Give me a mid-range shot in the 80s so I can get out here and cook. Don't give me no little weak, mid-range jump shot that's a 75 and everybody's complaining about not being able to shoot. But we'll get to that in a minute. All right, let's address what is going on right now from courtside report number 3. So, NBA 2K21 Next Gen Courtside Report number 3. Okay, I'm gonna read a little bit of this and then we're gonna talk about it too. Hi again, 2K fans, blah blah blah. Mike, a few weeks away before players can get their hands on the next gen version. Discussed a lot from scoring to our revolutionary new technology, blah blah blah. Thanks again, Mike. But I know a lot of you are chomping at the bit to find out what's new with your MyPlayer, while others are curious how we're pushing some nation into the future. Okay, this blog's for you. All right. Player builds, badges, and takeover. Okay, the next gen player build is all about customization. We've taken a lot of feedback from the community over the past few years as we've evolved the MyPlayer building experience. One thing that we hear loud and clear from you is that you want more options. Here's our response. No more pies. You no longer choose from preset skill breakdown pie charts for next gen. Instead, we've given you control over setting each individual rating to the cap that you prefer. Obviously, there are restrictions based on your vitals, and you can't max out everything. But there's much more control to make the exact type of player you want to be. Okay. That is good news from the standpoint that there are no more pies, but it's going to be interesting to see whether or not from a pie chart, like, okay, so you're saying there's no more pies, but is it really no more pies? Or are we getting kind of what we got before where, oh, well, there's more pies to choose from in the context of being able to put different skills on your player? That's what is interesting to me, to figure out what is going to happen from that standpoint. Because you can say no more pies, but then if we get the game and there aren't any pies, but then like once I max one thing out, then I can't max out the other thing. Like I can't have a 95 driving dunk and a 95 mid range. Like that's going to be a little weird. But with that being said, I am excited to see it. I think this is a great, great thing. I've said this before. We need superstars in the game. No more of this role player stuff. Like, okay, for instance, on current gen 2K21, I have a slash and playmaker, orange and blue pie chart. I cannot hit mid ranges consistently. With the same jump shot that I was using in 2K20, I cannot hit mid ranges consistently. With the same rating, that makes no sense. I got the same mid-range rating, the same jump shot, the same height on my player, the same pie chart, and I can't hit jump shots consistently by timing? What? So, literally, my player, my shooting guard, my 6'6" shooting guard, has been reduced to a fast break player. That's not basketball. And I don't think that I should have to make a play shot in order to be able to compete in NBA 2K. Why is this game? This game literally for current gen, it is literally NBA 2K play shot 21. That is what it is. Nobody uses anything. You can't even shoot consistently with other builds. So what is? I'm not understanding the logic behind it. Like, you mean to tell me you've never seen an NBA player come into the league, can contact dunk you, cross you over, and shoot mid ranges consistently? What? Okay, 2K. But anyway, yeah, that I'm happy to see that there's no more pie charts for next gen. It's looking pretty interesting from what I ascertained from this little clip here. So I'll make this big enough so you guys can see what it is I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, it will be big enough. Okay. So from what I ascertained here, when you take a look, this player right here, now, you know how I feel about, you guys don't know because this is the first podcast. I don't like making my players below 6'6", in terms of shooting guards. And it's much like what poor boy Sin said one time, is that he doesn't make his players below 6'6" either. I have the same feeling, and mine is due to a game that I played in 2K17. It was 17. I believe it was 17. I had a dog. My 2K17 player was a nightmare. He was 6'4". He was kind of in the vein of like a slashing shot creator. He could get to the rim. He could contact dunk you. You know, he had crazy layups. He had the ability to shoot mid-ranges, threes. Like, I was just crossing people left and right, putting people on the ground. The problem is I ran into somebody that was 6'6", that could do everything that I could do, but I couldn't guard him because he was too tall. And every time he did a particular dribble move, it didn't matter what I did. If I didn't predict what he was going to do before he did it, then he blew by me because he was taller than me. And that makes sense. I mean, if you're thinking about a taller player that's fast and athletic, if this guy does the same move that Allen Iverson does, when he does that move, he's creating more space because he's got a longer arm span. He's got a longer, distance to travel, a shorter distance to travel based off of his feet or whatever, and he can get around you a lot quicker. And ever since then, I have never made a 6'4" player ever again. Nothing below 6'6". And I'm just fine with my 6'6" players, but 2K has got to stop handicapping them. And that's why I'm glad that we're looking at this little thing here, because as you can see, you know, hopefully when I get to 6'6", they don't completely kill my ability to get like my driving dunk and finish and all that other kind of stuff. But even with me, like I'm not gonna need 30 shooting badges. I don't need 30 shooting badges. I need enough shooting badges to be able to hit my mid range and my 3-pointer consistently. And obviously my free throw, I'm probably gonna put my free throw at like a 80, maybe a 82 or a 83, but I'm gonna put my free throw about at an 80. My 3-point shot, minimum. If 2K makes the game right, then I can put it minimum 75 if they let me shoot. I should be able to put my 3-pointer at a 75 and be able to knock down shots consistently if I'm open, right? Because with me, I'm not. Look, it's cool. I understand it, right? You know, new era and all that kind of stuff. Everybody wants to shoot step back threes and pull up threes and all that kind of crazy shit. I don't need that to be able to score and to be able to score efficiently. And also too, in terms of this thing about like basically the NBA becoming to a point where it's like almost like a 3-point shooting contest. The truth of the matter is that if you play solid defense, those threes don't fall. So if 2K allows me to be able to play solid defense behind, 30 screens that I'm going to get hit with in 15 Curry slides in one possession, then we don't need to worry about, oh, well, we not getting three. We trading twos for threes, because you don't need to trade twos for threes if you can contest the shot accurately. If 2K will allow that, then you don't have to worry about that. You can hit your mid ranges, and when you're wide open, you can hit your threes, and then you can get to the basket and make those finishes and, dunk on people or get a layup and get three the old fashioned way. But 75 3-pointer will probably be my minimum. 78, if I really, really, really want to be more comfortable, 78 would be probably the best. And then anything above a 78, like if I get like a 83 3-pointer or 85 3-pointer, you can call it a wrap. Like the game is, like that's just not going to be fair, because I'm going to hit everything wide open. I'm already going to hit everything wide open if you give me a 78 3-pointer, if I'm wide open. But then to have my mid-range be like, maybe I think my mid-range should probably be between an 85 and a 91. I'm probably going to go with a 91 mid-range, because I really, really, really want to be able to hit my mid-ranges all the time consistently. Like, I essentially try to make my player much like Kobe Bryant. Most people that haven't played 2K for years and years and years, if you haven't played 2K10, in 2K10, Kobe had a 91 mid-range and like a 75 3-ball, or maybe it was either a 75, 78, or 85. And I know I sound crazy going right on off all those stats, but I very vividly remember his stats, because every time I would make a player in years prior to that, I would always I would go to create a player and get Kobe Bryant's stats and literally give my player all of Kobe's stats, because he was my favorite player. So that's looking good. As you can see here on the chart, I like the way these caps look. The close shot you can max out, driving layup you can max out. I probably put my close shot at a 91. That's what it's consistently been for years now. Maybe even a 90, but a 91 is good enough. My driving layup is definitely going to be like a 91, so I'll probably do 91, 91. Driving dunk, minimum 85, but I would also like that to be a 91. So I could go 91 on all my finishing, and then my mid-range will get a 91. My three-pointer, 75 to 85, somewhere in there. Free throw's going to be an 80. And then from there, you got my ball handle. My ball handle will be a minimum of 80, because you can get around. With an 80 ball handle, you can get around. You can definitely get around. And it's always been that way in 2K. Maybe it'll be different. I personally like to have an 85, 86 ball handle, but I'm not going to sacrifice those things for having a 91 mid-range or an 83 pointer. Like, even if I got, let's say for instance, I got a 91 close shot, 91 driving layup, 91 driving dunk. Okay? Then from there, if I get my mid-range to a 91, my three-pointer to an 80, my free throw to an 80, my ball handle to an 80, my pass accuracy to like a 71, and then max out my speed with ball. Get my perimeter defense up to at least close to an 80. My steal up close to an 80, somewhere between 70 and 80. Um, and then you've got speed acceleration. Obviously, I'm gonna get those as high as humanly possible. Probably not gonna put much on strength, but definitely gonna put a decent amount on vertical and stamina. So I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna be able to get a build that I really want this year. Like I said, my driving dunk, I could rock with an 85 driving dunk and be perfectly fine. I could do that. My close shot, even if I put my close, because I think with this, the way this is built, right? You make your player to get to 95, and then if you think about it, right? If you think about getting your player to 95, then at the same time, getting to 99, then you get a plus one to those attributes. So if you're getting a plus one to the attributes, I could even go my close shot with an 89. I could go to an 89 close shot, a 90 on a driving layup, and an 85 on a driving dunk, and be a solid finisher at the basket. So it remains to be seen what we're actually going to be able to do, but it's looking good. Also, too, right here, I'm looking at these badges. Not 100% sure about, from a badge standpoint, what it is that I'm actually going to do just yet, because they didn't even release all the badges. But, I'm definitely going to have Slithery Finisher. They call it, it's something weird later on in the thing, but Slithery will definitely be in there. Got a and Giant Slayer. So no more pie charts. And then you got here, this is the MyPlayer builder. This is what the primary and secondary takeovers. So we'll just take a look at this video real quick. Negative impact, limitless range, spot up precision, and you can make a two-way shot creator for the first time. My God, a two-way shot creator that actually can do a little bit of everything. Jesus, why was that so hard? 2K. And the reason why I want to say that too is because, like I said, we need superstars back in the game. We pay a lot of money to play this game every year. We pay $60 to play this game. We pay $50 to make a player, and he ends up being a role player. And if anybody's worried about cheese, the cheese does not come in the fact that you have a player that can do a little bit of everything. The cheese comes from the fact that the counters in the game don't work like they should when they're supposed to. So when someone's dribble glitching and dribbling like a crazy person and spinning all around in circles, if I'm predicting what his movements and he's coming back to the side that I'm already sitting on with the ball hand, if I time the steal, there should be no question about whether or not, oh my gosh, that should be a steal. That should never be said again in 2K. If the game became like that, then you wouldn't be talking about people being cheesy, because now it's not a matter of somebody being cheesy. A person can be as cheesy as you want to, but if you can stop the cheese, then you no longer have that. There's no such thing as, oh well, this person is cheesy. No, they're actually better than you now, because there's a way to stop the cheese and you can't stop the cheese. When cheese is unstoppable, that's when you have a serious problem in the game. But that's a conversation for another day. Badges. A lot of sorry, I'm getting all crazy here. A lot of thought and redesign went into badges for next gen. Many favorites return, but most have undergone some significant functionality changes. There are also some new ones, some revived ones, and some removed ones. The badge point system and equipping process is similar to what you've grown accustomed to. Perform well in various categories: finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense, and rebounding, in any mode to earn badge points, and then apply those points to whatever badges you want within those related categories. But my advice when you get next gen is to experiment with different badges that you may have overlooked in the past, because you might find some new favorites that complement your playstyle that you may not expect. Here are some of the new / returning badges and what they do. Fearless Finisher, boost contact layup increases. I'll have that on Hall of Fame. Heat Seeker, boost takeover progress on inside shots. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. I don't necessarily need that. Highlight film, boost teammate takeover progress on flashy dunks. Maybe, maybe not. More likely not. I don't care about that. If you guys play basketball and you play basketball right, takeover is just a bonus. Takeover is great and all, but you shouldn't even need takeover in order to be able to play this game and win games. Just play basketball. Play basketball and play right, and then you don't need to worry about getting takeover. Because like I said, takeover is just a bonus. Some people think that they shouldn't even have it in the game. Me personally, I'm like, you know, I don't I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. So it's one of those things. It really is determined based off of how you personally feel about it. Takeover is a bonus to me, like I said. Hook specialist boost hook shot ability. That'll be for big. Oh yeah, that'll definitely be for bigs. Revive posterizer contact dunks. That will also be on Hall of Fame. Rise up boost ability to do standing dunks in traffic. No, I don't need that. Which is also crazy too. I don't know why they lock some years. Some of the player dunk packages, like MJ's dunk package, they get locked behind not only having a certain driving dunk, but you also have to have a certain standing dunk too, which is ridiculous to me. Uh, Rise up. Not going to use that. Antifreeze, harder to get cold to lose takeover meter progress. Probably definitely going to have that one on. Blinders, less affected by peripheral defenders when shooting jumpers. Yeah, that one sounds pretty good. Circus threes, improve ability to hit pull up and step back threes. Nope, not going to need that. Uh, not going to need that. I'm going to have enough ability to dribble so that way I'm not going to need to shoot a pull up or step back three. Like I'm going to be able to get to my spot and just shoot. You know, I don't. I'm not going to need pull up threes. Fade ace boost all post fadeaways. Maybe I like to get in the post. I like to get tricky in the post, especially because the post is like a lost art. Especially when you a lot of people probably gonna make these little itty bitty 6'3" and 6'4" guards, shot creators and two-way shot creators and stuff like that, and put them in the post. I'm probably gonna have an advantage, but that's only if I need it. It's not a badge that I'm looking at like, ooh, can't wait to get fade ace. Hot shot increases takeover meter faster when knocking down jumpers. It's actually not a bad badge to have. Deep threes, Dame and Curry range three balls. Okay, definitely gonna have that on. Rhythm shooter, boost shot percentage out of size ups as well as one step pull ups. Set shooter, shooting ability gets better the longer you set and wait before pulling. No, not gonna need that. Boost the sniper, boost the ability to hit shots when using pro stick aiming. If pro stick aiming actually works like it's supposed to, then I'll use it. But right now, pro stick aiming in current gen is completely broken. It does not work the way that it's supposed to work on jump shots because it handicaps you based off of your rating. So if I got a 67 three ball, if I'm using shot aiming, even if I aim the shot perfectly, it's not going to let me hit my shot. So either the shot aiming is broken in current gen or the meter's broken. But something's broken. Stop and pop three for the JJ Redick's who want to pull up for threes in transition. Maybe. Bullet passer gives you ability to throw laser dots like LeBron. Nope. Relay passer, boost the shooter on pass to assist situations. Maybe. Special delivery, boost takeover progress for the passer and receiver off a flashy pass assist. Nah. Ankle braces make it tougher for ball handlers to break your ankles. That will definitely be on gold. Clutch defender, boost your defensive ratings in clutch moments. Maybe. That's more for lockdowns. Hot stopper, boost takeover meter for good defensive plays like steals, blocks, and good contests. That actually doesn't sound that bad because I like to play defense. I don't feel like you need to have a 90 something rating to be able to play defense either. That's ridiculous to me. But we'll see. Ooh, y'all see that new posterizer badge? Oh my god, that thing is serious. Yeah. And then these are the shooting badges. Circus threes. They got the clown. There's a clown. They put a clown on it. I feel like they're trolling a little bit there. Then they got these infinity symbols with the basketball in it. These two. Obviously, nods at Kobe Bryant. And then there's these two things, and they don't have any names on them, so it's kind of hard to figure out what's what. All right, Takeover. In case you're new to 2K, Takeover's ability to get hot and take over games has been a popular feature for the past couple of years, and wanted to take it to the next level for next gen. Instead of limiting players to 8 general archetype-based takeovers, we've broken those 8 into 24 more specific takeover abilities. In a way, you can think of them as unique badges that you can fire off when you get hot. Once again, like I said, beautiful that it's, I mean, Takeover is what it is. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I mean, you know, there's more important things than Takeover in the game that we could talk about. But here they are. Advanced Gathers unlocks more effective spin, euro, hop, step, cradle gathers. I probably won't be using that one. Maybe, but I probably won't. Finishing moves, able to absorb contact and finish at the rim. I definitely will have that one because I need to get my contact dunk on. Easy blow bys enhances ability for slashers to beat defenders off the dribble. That will depend on whether or not what the game is like. That will definitely depend on what the game is like because if you know how to dribble, you don't need that badge. It's a waste of a takeover. But finishing moves, obviously, if you get a lot of contact dunks, which I do every year, then you definitely want to put that badge on. Especially because there's going to be contact putback dunks, and contact alley-oops in the game this year. Ankle breaking shots. More ankle breakers off of spin and step back jumpers. Definitely will not be using that. Negative impact. Reduces defensive impact against pull-ups and other skill shots. Won't be using that either. Don't need that. Because first of all, I'm not going to be taking, unless I create space first, I'm not going to be taking certain shots. I take pull-ups when I create space. I don't take pull-ups in traffic. So there's no point in having that as a takeover thing. Like, I don't need, that's ridiculous for me. Limitless range extends your shooting range out to the logos. Okay. I can rock with that. That I can rock with. So I could end up with finishing moves and limitless range. Those would be two good takeovers for me to have. Probably go with finishing moves. Actually, maybe I could switch it and do limitless range first and finishing moves second. Because I'm already going to be able to contact dunk people. But if I get limitless range going and I'm shooting from crazy deep three, then when I get to the basket, I'm definitely going to be contact dunking people. Because the way I don't know why 2K makes the game like this, but the way basketball is supposed to work is when you're playing hoops, the further out you can shoot, the easier it is for the floor to be spaced. So if the floor is spaced, then that means when I get to the basket, I should get more dunks, especially more contact dunks, because the defender should be coming late, right? Based off of the amount of space that's there. But for some reason in current gen, you can't dunk on people and shoot well from the three and create your own shot. Why? I don't know. But it looks like that's changing for next gen. Don't quote me on that, but it looks like it's changing. So limitless range might definitely be one. Spot up position. Boost well-timed / aim stationary jump shots. No, that's for people that sit in the corner. Team ratings boost. Playmakers boost their teammates' offensive ratings. Team takeover boost. Boost your teammates' takeover meter progress. Nah. Team badge boost. Now that might be a dope badge a dope takeover to have. Extreme clamps. Team badge boost. Boost your teammates' badges up a tier. That might be a dope takeover to have. Extreme clamps. More stonewall and lost dribble body up resolutions for locks. That would actually be decent to have too. Extreme clamps. So even if I did extreme clamps and finishing move, but I think I want to do limitless range because I want to be able to hit game winners when the game is on the line. I could last year. For some reason this year I can't shoot to save anything. So whatever. Perimeter badge drop. Knocks shooting badges down a tier when you get close. The decent takeover for locks. Enhanced jump shot contest. Boost your ability to contest jumpers. That's good, especially for people dancing behind screens, if you got that on. Stuff blocks. Unlock more SWAT, backboard pins, and grab blocks. Good for paint people. Paint intimidation. Boost your ability to affect shots around the rim. Not going to be me. Interior badge drop. Drops opposition scoring badges down a tier in the paint. Box out wall. Improves ability to seal off opponents for easy boards. See the future. Shows where missed shots are going to end up. Glass clearing dimes. After rebounds, kick out passes. Boost your teammates shooting. Power back downs. Easier to push defenders around when posting up. Post playmaking. Boost your teammates' offensive abilities when passing out of the post. Advanced post moves. Easier to beat defenders with post moves. I know Pac is going to love that badge, that takeover. Post shot daggers. Increased scoring ability with hooks, fades, shimmy shots, etc. We've also changed takeover to be a multi-tier system. Once you set up your ratings caps and vitals, you'll be presented with a subset of the list above based on the type of build you made. Then you choose one ability for your primary and another for your secondary. Or if you want, you can put the same ability in both slots if you want to double up on it. When you're in game, your takeover meter will fill up your primary takeover slot first. Once filled, you can choose to activate it right away or wait to try to fill up your secondary slot. You must be careful because you take the risk of losing all your progress if you turn the ball over or miss a bad shot. But if you can fill in your secondary slot, you can activate both the primary and secondary takeovers together and keep them active for a longer period of time. Finally, if you want to devastate your opponent even further, you can even wait even longer. Oh, no, sorry, I read that wrong. You can wait even longer and try to fill up the team takeover meter. If you can fill up all three, activating will enable your entire team's takeovers, and it's pretty much over for the competition. And just like in current gen, activating team takeover also allows you to have user control over your teammates in MyPlayer games. We know our MyPlayer fans love that ability. So the 3-tier takeover system seems kind of cool. Last thing I wanted to mention about takeover. We wanted to honor our late friend Kobe Bryant, who we tragically lost way too early this year. When you've earned all your badge points, you will receive the Mamba Mentality badge, which allows you to change your takeovers whenever you want. So just like Kobe, you can vary up how you choose to take over from one game to the next. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. So that is pretty much it from a standpoint of my career. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. Like I said, I don't necessarily have a problem with the builds and the fact that certain builds can do things. It's more so the fact that when the build can do it, even if I do the right counter, I can't negate it. So that, to me, is going to be the problem. We need superstars in this game. I'm going to say this one more time. We need superstars in this game. Nobody wants to pay $60 and then pay another $50 to make a player and then add all these badge points onto them and increase the attribute caps just to get out there and literally just sit in the corner and wait for the ball. And even with perimeter lockdowns, people complained last year about perimeter lockdowns hitting three. Well, guess what, guys? Your complaining got us a game where literally everybody makes play shots. Everybody makes play shots. There are some stretch bigs and some glass locks running down, but when you get on the court, there's more guard play than ever. So, especially point guard play shots. So, because you guys complained about the game being in that manner, now you've completely eliminated the need for shooting guards. Small forwards have been dead since 2K15. They've been dead. Small forwards have been dead since 2K15. So you mean to tell me y'all want a game where everybody runs around in a 6'4" and it's a play shot, but you can't get any small forward builds in the game that can dominate games? Everybody that makes a small forward in these games nowadays in 2K, they get backpacked because they can't take over games. So I'm not understanding, like, current gen has completely obliterated every position in the game except for point guards. This game is not fun. That's why a lot of people are not playing this shit. But like I said, I'll talk about that in another podcast. So shooting guards, there's no need for those. Small forwards, there's no need for those. And Power forwards have been, I mean, you don't even need that anymore. And then centers, so you got a center and point guard game. That's what the game is in the park. That's essentially what it is when you go to the rec. So, but like I said, we'll talk about that later. But yes, I'm happy for what I'm seeing for next gen. It's good to finally have players that aren't shit anymore that can actually play basketball, like they accurately their stats can accurately represent NBA players. That looks like fun to me. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Like I said, be sure if you're on YouTube to like the video, and if you're on these other podcasts, give it a thumbs up. It'll help the podcast grow. All right, my name is Heir Samurai. Until next time.